In 2008, researchers gathered around 46 college students and gave them an envelope containing money. Half of them were told to spend it on themselves and half were told to spend on others. By the end of the day, one group was significantly in a better mood than the other. It was not the group that spent it on themselves, but rather the group that spent on others. What if I told you that science has proven across 136 countries that the secret to happiness isn't getting, it's giving, and your brain rewards you for it? Hi, I'm Suhail. I make video about finance, money, and helping couples with their finances. And I have made a kit to help couples with their finances. More on that later. So here's the situation. We live in a world that tells us that more money equals more happiness. Buy that thing, treat yourself, you deserve it. Elizabeth Dunn, a happiness researcher, thought the same thing. More money equals to more happiness, right? Then she ran an experiment that changed everything we know about money and happiness. Remember those 46 students who got money? Some of them got $20, some of them got $5. Half of them were told to spend on others and half on themselves. Well, during the evening, the results were in. The people who spent the money on others, be it $5 or $20, were significantly happier and in a better mood than the people who spent it on themselves to get new gadgets or whatever they wanted. It actually didn't matter if they bought a coffee for their roommate or if they gave it to charity. But you would say, hold on a second. These are just college students. They already have a lot of money, have most of the things that they already need. So of course, giving to others would be better for them. What about people who are underprivileged, who don't have money, who don't have enough to spend on themselves, but give to others even? So researchers went to Uganda, where the yearly income of an average person is less than what Americans usually spend on coffee. They went to India, they went to South America, they went to more than 200 countries, and they gathered all the data together. Same exact result. Even in places where people recalled spending money on their relatives who needed medicine to keep their families alive, spending on others still made them happier. Now here's where it gets really weird. In 2017, neuroscientists put an fMRI machine on the brain that literally scans your brain and looks for signals which part of your brain lights up, and they put it on people to understand what happens when they're generous. A like to the video and a subscribe to the channel would be very helpful. So they found out that when you are giving, when you're charitable, two specific parts of your brain light up and they link to each other. One part which is of course related to giving and being generous, and the other part is about pleasure, the pleasure center of your brain, your literal reward center. It's like your brain is giving you a literal high five for spending on others, for being nice. So if you think about it, evolution has wired us in a way that we need to be helpful towards others. Guess what? Humans who cooperated lived longer. And the selfish ones, good luck hunting that mammoth all by yourself. You need to cooperate, you need to be helpful towards others. That's how we always survived. One researcher literally called it the warm glow of giving. And unlike that dopamine high you get when you buy something for yourself, which fades away quickly, the good feeling of giving to others sticks around. If you are really thinking about giving to somebody else and you don't know whether you can afford it, me and my partner have built a system to understand our cash flow and understand if we can spend money on what we need, whether be it a big purchase, be it to charity or whatever it might be. And I'm linking it below. But here's the catch. Not all giving is equal. There are 3 important ingredients that supercharge this effect, and let's go through them. Number 1, connection. Imagine you're giving a gift card to your friend and you ask them to buy. It's better that you go with them to the shop to be part of the buying experience along with them, rather than just giving it to them and asking them to go buy it for themselves and giving it as a gift. It's not just about the money, it's about the moment. It's about being connected with your fellow human beings. Number 2 is impact. Now think about 2 scenarios. In one where you're giving to your charity, which says that it's going to help save lives. It's pretty vague. And the second one, it's being more clear. It says that we're going to buy mosquito nets for $1 and it's going to save 1 life for 1 year. How does that sound? Which one is better? Of course, the second one. It gives that more connection. You get the true impact of your giving, and your brain needs to see that difference, the difference that you're making in the world. And number 3 is choice. Now this is important. When people are forced to give an amount, and whatever amount that might be, there is no boost in happiness. There is no brain lighting up going on. There is no happiness boost. And when they choose to give, happiness jackpot. Even your brain knows the difference. There's no tricking the brain. Voluntary giving lights up your brain way more than involuntarily or forced giving. Now, you might be thinking, it's easy to say to give to others when you have enough to spare. Fair point. But remember, the original study that I was talking about, it didn't matter if they were giving $5 or $20. The amount didn't matter to your brain. It's just the act of giving. Lower income families actually have a bigger boost when giving than higher income family because relatively they're giving out more. It just meant that the giving meant more. During the pandemic in 2020-2021, when everybody was struggling, the effect held strong. Actually, the people who were still spending on others had relatively more happiness than people who weren't, and they had better mental health during the lockdowns. Now look, nobody's telling you to spend your entire rent's money on somebody else. That $5 you're going to spend on coffee, just spend it on somebody else and feel that big boost of happiness. It might be a much better investment in your future happiness as well. So here's the thing, your brain has been built to give you that boost of happiness when you spend on others, to reward you for your generosity. There are a few things to keep in mind. Research has shown that small, regular, frequent acts of giving is better than that one big boost or big giving act. It's not about being that millionaire philanthropist. It's about that random coffee, that unexpected gift, that small donation. So here's my challenge. This week, instead of spending $5 on something that you spend regularly on, may it be a coffee or a chocolate or whatever it is, try giving it for others. Not even charity, just giving it to somebody else. And then pay attention to how you feel. Drop a comment below saying how you felt. Did you feel happier? Did you feel better about yourself? Because if 200,000 people across 136 countries can't be wrong, it's about time we felt good, a little bit happier by giving a very small amount to giving to somebody else. Of course, to give to others, you must be financially secure yourself, and saving money is a big part of it. I made a video about it. You can watch it here. Goodbye.